Hi guys, today we're going to learn about circles. We are going to learn how to identify the parts of a circle and to find the measurements of each part. The first thing we're going to find is the radius. So the center of the circle, this is circle A, and the radius here is going to be AB. The radius connects the center of the circle to any point on the outside of the circle. So this radius is line segment AB. And the radius can be any point on the circle that connects to the center point. So here, this example would be radius AC, or line segment AC is also the radius. They're both going to be the same measurement. Next, we're going to talk about the diameter. The diameter goes all the way across the circle from one point to the next, going through the center of the circle. So this diameter is diameter BD or DB, line segment DB, is the diameter of circle A. So our diameter can be measured by showing 2 of the radius. So in this case, the radius is going to be 3 inches, and our diameter is 3 inches plus 3 inches because there's 2 of them put together, or we could show that as 2 times 3 inches. 2 times 3 inches. So here, the diameter of this circle A would be 6 inches. The circumference of the circle is like the perimeter of the circle. That's the area all the way around the circle, the measurement of the outside of the circle. When we use the circumference, we want to show the diameter about 3 times. So the circumference is equal to about 3 times of the length of the diameter. So we could fit that diameter around the circle about 3 times. So here the circumference is about 3 times the diameter, or approximately 3 times of the diameter. So in this case, it would be about 3 times 6 inches, which is about 18 inches. We use this word about or approximately because really to find the circumference, we're going to multiply by pi. This is the symbol for pi. It's not like a pie that you eat. It's spelled P-I, pi. So pi is known as, or the value of pi is 3.1415 and goes on forever and ever and ever and never stops and never repeats. Most of the time we refer to it as 3.14, but in 5th grade we're just going to think about it as about 3 because if we rounded 3.14 we would get 3. Next, we are going to do some calculations with the radius, the diameter, and the circumference. We're going to look at this circle, which would be circle C, because that is the center point. That's the name of the circle. In order to find some measurements, we need to take some notes. So we need to notate our calculations for our measurement. So the first notation we're going to do is the diameter. The diameter equals 2 times the radius, as we can recall from our previous circle. So there's our radius, DC, and our diameter would be EF. And there's 2 of the radius together that show the diameter. So you could have radius EC or CF as well. The circumference of the circle, we can recall that the circumference is going to be all the way around the circle, and it takes about 3 diameters to create the circumference. Or it takes about 6 radiuses to complete the diameter. Okay, so here our circumference is going to be, I'm sorry, not our circumference, our radius is going to be 4 centimeters. So DC is equal to 4 centimeters. So we want to figure out what EF is equal to. EF is going to be our diameter. And our diameter is made up of 2 radiuses, or 2 times the length of the radius. So our equation is going to be 2 times 4 centimeters, which equals 8 centimeters. Okay, let's try again. Let's do our radius is 10 centimeters. We want to find what EF is, or our diameter. Recall that the diameter is 2 times the radius. So our diameter is going to be 2 times 10 centimeters, which is equal to 20 centimeters. Okay, we're going to take and look at it a different way. We're going to take and know the diameter and give you the diameter, and you have to find the radius. So if our diameter is 10 centimeters, what do you think the radius is going to be? In this case, our radius can be DC or CF or CE. All of them are the radius. So we want to take the length of our diameter, and essentially we're going to break it in half. So we're going to take our 10 centimeters and divide it by 2, and that's going to give us 5 centimeters. So each of the radius that you add together to get the 10 centimeters are both going to be 5 centimeters. Okay, we're going to try another diameter. This one's going to be 18 centimeters. So we want to find CE or CF or DC, which is going to be 18 centimeters divided by 2, which gives us 9 centimeters. Okay, next let's look at our circumference. To get the circumference, we want to take 3 copies of the diameter or 6 copies of the radius will fit around the perimeter of our circle. Okay, so for this one we're going to use the diameter, so we're going to find 3 times the diameter to come up with our circumference. So that would be 3 times 18 centimeters. There, 18 times 3 is 54 centimeters, so our circumference is about 54 centimeters, approximately 54 centimeters. Okay, we're going to try another one. The diameter is 15 centimeters, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 15 centimeters times 3 will give us our circumference. 15 times 3 is 45. So the circumference of circle C is approximately 45 centimeters. Okay, now we're going to make it a little more challenging. We're going to give you the circumference, which is 24 centimeters. And then we want you to find the radius and the diameter. So in order to do that, we're going to have to work backwards. Instead of multiplying, we're going to have to do the opposite operation. So to find the diameter, we want to do the opposite of 3 times the diameter. So we're going to take our 24, which is our circumference, and do 24 divided by 3, because that's the opposite operation. So 24 divided by 3 is 8 centimeters. So the diameter here is going to be 8 centimeters. We can check it by multiplying 8 centimeters by 3, because 3 times the diameter is going to give us our circumference, and 8 centimeters times 3 is 24 centimeters. So that gives us our circumference there. In order to find the radius, we can use the diameter to help us find the radius, because we know the radius is half of the diameter. Or we could do the opposite operation with our 24 centimeters and divide that by 6. So you could do 8 centimeters divided by 2 using the diameter to find the radius. Or you could use the circumference to find the radius and do 24 divided by 6, which would also get you 4 centimeters.